congressmen were quick to criticize her statements from this afternoon. Impeachment prosecutor and Congressman Joel Chua says, quote, "Magkita na lang kami sa Senate impeachment court. We are ready for her and her antics." The Young Guns representatives Pami Zamora, Jill Bongalon, Paulo Ortega, and Jay Kong-hoon said her attempt at nonchalance cannot mask the reality of the situation. Her statements reflected an underlying fear, poorly disguised as indifference. They also warned that it was imperative that the Senate act swiftly on the impeachment because any delay or obstruction will only deepen public distrust in government. Meanwhile, other congressmen expressed disappointment at what they thought was her trivializing the impeachment by comparing it to a romantic relationship.
Pinapakita nun kung gaano kababa ang kanyang regard o pagtingin sa public service. Gusto kong sabihin kay VP Sara, hindi ito usapin ng jowaan. Usapin ito ng public accountability at pananagutan.
She's not taking it ika nga seriously. And that's her right, no? At bigay natin sa kanya yon, no? In how she looks at things and how she looks at that particular complaint. Now, dun sa point naman na mas masakit pa yung iniwan ng jowa, parang gusto kong maniwala doon. So,
and finally, the Makabayan Bloc says the Filipinos are not laughing over the missing confidential funds, ghost employees, and questionable transactions, which are serious matters that demand explanation. God save the Philippines from corruption in EJ case. God save the Philippines from Duterte 2.0.
We now also have the first reaction post-impeachment from First Son and Ilocos Norte 1st District Representative Sandro Marcos, also the first signatory. And the first thing that he addressed is why he was first to sign the complaint.
Alangan naman kung sasabihin ng tao na gusto nilang huhukayin yung lolo mo at itapon yung katawan sa West Philippine Sea. Sasabihin niya gusto niyang patayin ang Pangulo at ang First Lady na ang aking magulang at gusto niyang patayin ang Speaker. Ba't naman nagugulat ang tao na pipirma ako dyan? So, nagtataka na nga ako kung bakit nagulat yung tao. Alangan naman kung sasabihin mo huhukayin mo lolo ko. Of course, I'll be the first one to sign. That should come as no surprise. As to the allegations that I was the one who spearheaded the movement for the fourth complaint, katulad sa sinabi ng Pangulo, I think people give me too much credit. I was given the opportunity to sign, and I did sign, but I did not spearhead any movement, or I did not try to convince anyone to sign. I think they did that on their own volition.
The younger Marcos was also asked about the allegations that House lawmakers were given more budget by the Speaker in exchange for their signatures. On social media shortly after the impeachment, some posts had gone viral alleging that there was ayuda or incentives promised.
I think that's just part of yung mga fake news ng mga DDS. Parte po yan ng smear campaign nila to discredit the movement. You can't blame them Alam naman natin kung sino amo nila. But no, there was nothing offered in exchange for the signatures. I was there in the room. Pinag-uusapan talaga ang articles of impeachment. And then people were given the choice to sign or not. Sinasabi nila may AKAP or AKX na kapalit. Walang ganun. Walang ganun na ibinigay.
Kong Sandro was also asked about the Senate's decision to adjourn for the break without acting on the impeachment complaint. Recall that the paperwork was transmitted to the Senate at around 4:47 p.m. on Wednesday, just over an hour before senators adjourned for 4 months. Senate President Cheese Escudero had already said that there will be no convening the impeachment trial during this time.
Well, that's their choice. Kung binabaliwala nila ang opinion ng 245 ng mambabatas at ang mga iba't ibang grupo na sa tingin nila kailangan may impeach ang VP, that's their choice. If they don't want to give it importance, then let them not give it importance. But given the numbers, to us, it's important.
All right, let's dive into this. We have with us tonight Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel, the first senator or the first lawmaker from the upper chamber that we're speaking to post-impeachment. Good evening, Senator Coco. Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me, ladies? Magandang gabi po sa inyo.
Good evening.
Sa inyong tatlo at sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin. Magandang gabi po sa lahat.
Magandang gabi, Senator. Thanks for making time for us. Let's begin with the fact that the articles of impeachment was transmitted to the Senate on Wednesday evening. It was received by Senate Secgen Renato Bantug at 5:49 p.m. The Senate adjourned at 7 p.m. So that left you just a little over an hour. Talk us through how that last hour or so played out. Did you guys know that the articles of impeachment had arrived in the chamber?
Maybe some of us knew, but my attention was really focused on the pending bills. So that was what preoccupied my mind. The bills that we were rushing to finish. So hindi ko natutukan yung impeachment na yan. And then of course, the normal process is that our attention will be called if communications are received through a reference of business. So it was not done, and I understand because past 5 na yata natanggap PM, and then I think I was sponsoring 1 or 2 bills pa eh. Kaya yung attention ko talaga nasa legislative work eh.
Yeah. Officially, 5:49 p.m. na received sa Senate by the SecGen.
Okay.
But you suspect that some of your colleagues had known that it had arrived, yung articles of impeachment.
Maybe they were monitoring the news because I was on the floor eh. So my attention was really focused on the legislative matters.
Sen Coco, ang nagyari is it was not discussed, you guys adjourned, but the following morning, Feb 6 ng umaga, nagpa-presko naman si Senate President Cheese Escudero. I was just wondering, medyo mahaba yung presko niya, it was more than an hour. I was wondering if you guys spoke or maybe group chat, I don't know, if you had a little conversation amongst you guys there in the Senate, kung ano yung sasabihin ni SP Cheese sa presko niya the next day.
I do not know with the majority, but I'm with the minority. So the Senate President is not obligated to clear his ideas with me. So wala, I am not part of the majority. So hindi ko alam kung anong sinabi niya sa press con.
Senator Coco, do you agree with the decision of the Senate President that this would be best tackled in the next Congress, in the next Senate?
Initially, I saw the sense in the argument of the Senate President that before the Senate can convene as an impeachment court, we have to formally transform the Senate into a court. So we have to formally do that in a session. So I think that statement makes sense.
Correct.
Therefore,
Go ahead.
therefore, the idea of calling the Congress, not only the Senate, but the Congress into a special session so that can be done by the Senate also makes sense. Hindi ba? Kasi kailangan daw ng session before we can convene as a court. So, and then what is the remedy? A special session can be called. Kaya nga ang idea ko, if the President will call for a special session, lagyan na rin natin ng legislative matters para gumalaw yung ibang renash namin. Kasi masyadong narush yung iba eh. So we will be given more time as far as legislative matters are concerned, and then we can formally convene, make the necessary, adopt the necessary resolutions to formally convene as an impeachment court, so that the process, it's a long process kasi of filing an answer, filing a reply. That is a time-consuming process. Maumpisahan na po yun.
Ayun nga rin po yung isang thought, no, kung mag-special session, it has to be, tatawagin ito ng presidente at dapat legislative yung matter. But I was listening to an interview of former Associate Justice Tony Carpio. Ang sabi nga niya, pwede naman siya mag-call on a legislative matter and then, as you said, no, pwede nga mag-convene na rin as an impeachment court. But earlier, I also heard an ambush interview with the Senator Joel Villanueva. Sabi niya parang, it will really take time. So kung gusto nilang madaliin ito, ay hindi talaga kaya because as you said, maraming preparasyon, wala pang ang kulay ng robe, etc. etc. In your opinion, no, as part of the minority, meron ba kayong role, kumbaga? Meron ba kayong space to air your views on this since two lang kayo in the minority ni Senator Risa?
Well, ginawa ko na yung role ko because I released a statement, di ba? And I think the media covered it. Nasabi ko, I am open to the President calling for a special session and then ang suggestion ko to make it a more relevant session, we add the legislative matters that we rushed para naman mabalikan namin, we can review what we did. And then, we can now start these impeachment proceedings by convening as a court, and then even if the special session is adjourned, may sariling buhay na po yung impeachment court, may sariling calendar na po yan. So hindi na yan Senate is in session as a legislative body, but the impeachment court is in session. So gagawa na kami ng sariling calendar. But agree ako kay Senate President na we need to be in session as a Senate before we can say na, ang suot na namin ngayon is yung pangalawang sombrero na namin as an impeachment court. We have to do that. We have to do that formal transition.
But, Senator, what would you have to say to House members who are stepping up the pressure on the upper chamber at the moment? Every day, it seems we get statements. Today, for instance, the so-called young guns composed of si Zamora, Bongalon, Ortega, Conghun issued a statement saying, justice delayed is justice denied. We also have statements from Makabayan saying, well, now the ball is in the Senate's court. They've done their job. Bilisan nyo naman daw. What do you have to say to this?
Hindi ko na sila aawayin kasi I understand kasi prosecutor sila. So talagang na sila, they are taking an adverse position against the official impeached. I understand that. Kami naman, I hope they understand that we have to do things formally, and with my latest suggestion nga, they should be convinced that the Senate or some Senate members are looking for ways to do this legally so that the impeachment court can convene legally and in accordance with the rules. Yung airtight pa, walang butas, walang constitutional question. So that's what we're doing. So I know, siyempre I understand that prosecutors na sila adversarial na sila doon sa person impeached. Pero dahan-dahan din sila, reminder na lang ito, you do not unnecessarily criticize or attack the body which will decide your case, hindi ba? So, relax lang din sila.
Correct.
Okay?
Okay, Senator, this special session that could be requested, should it emanate from the President's office or could it emanate from the Senate itself? And what happens if, for example, some members of the Senate do not agree to having a special session? Do you need to have a quorum?
Yes, we need to have a quorum, but then those who are responsible for the lack of quorum will be politically vulnerable to criticism, because it is all. I looked at the Constitution. It is the power of the President to call for a special session. So judgment call ni Presidente yan. Ang suggestion ko lang ulitin ko yung suggestion ko, meron tayong improvement, lagyan niya ng mga batas na mga binilisan namin para mabalikan namin ulit, ma-review namin yung mga yun. Tapos para para kung meron ng mga bicameral conference committee na nangyari in between, pwede na naming ma-ratify yung mga BICAM reports doon sa special session na yon.
Ang sabi kasi ng presidente sa kanyang press briefing kahapon, he is open daw kung mag-request daw ang Senado ng special session, then he will think about it. But I was just wondering, Sen Coco, since you are one of the lawyers in the Senate right now, I think you're only 4 or 5 off the top of my head.
Five of us.
Five of you.
Yeah, 5 of us, yes.
I wonder if you also looked into the provision, or is there anything in the... I know it's not clear in the Constitution whether or not this can cross over from the 19th Congress to the 20th Congress as being proposed right now. No preparations done by the 19th, the actual trial proper by the 20th. There has been 2 views on that as we have asked many legal minds. What is your opinion? Pwede ba o hindi?
Pwedeng manahin ng pwede bang manahin ng Senate of the 20th Congress ang trial na nag-umpisa sa Senate of the 19th Congress.
Correct.
Yes, ang opinion ko is yes, pwede. Kasi it is the Senate. So, and this is a non-legislative function of the Senate. So kung nagre-reset yung mga legislative matters, hindi automatic na magre-reset yung mga non-legislative matters.
Okay.
So, and then ang analogy natin dito is a court, impeachment court. Sa court naman, if you change a judge, hindi naman ibig sabihin nun we have to refile everything.
Oo.
If we
May nakita
Yes,
po ako sa Senate rules. Sabi po dito, rule, ano ba ito? On unfinished business, that all pending matters and proceedings shall terminate upon the expiration of one Congress, but may be taken by the succeeding Congress as if present for the first time. Unfinished business at the end of the session shall be taken up at the next session in the same status. So medyo magulo po.
That's the rules of procedure of the Senate yan as a legislative body.
That's clear.
Kaya nga meron din kaming rules on impeachment. Meron kaming ganun eh. So separate po 'yan. Kaya nga ulitin ko siguro ang kailangan lang natin ma-emphasize, non-legislative function or responsibility ito ng Senado.
Right. In that case, though, sino po yung gagawa ng rules? Kasi with every new impeachment trial, you guys have to sit down in plenary, I think, and decide on the rules for that impeachment trial. So dapat ba yung 19th o yung 20th yung magde-determine nun?
Kung sino nag-umpisa. So definitely, so kunyari ngayon, ang latest possible date na we will take up the impeachment is June 2. Kasi that is when we will resume sessions, June 2. Therefore, definitely kami na. The Senate of the 19th Congress will have to there's already existing rules kasi sinabi namin doon sa rules namin noong 2011 ata yun 2011 na sinabi namin that these rules will continue to be effective until repealed and or amended. Ganon. So continue yun. But then, if from experience, if we can learn from the application of the rules, and then we want to improve the rules, pwede namin gawin yun sa June 2. Pero mag-draft na kami ngayon. Itong 3 months na delay or 3 months na lull, pwede nang i-review yung rules. But it will definitely be the Senate of the 19th Congress which will have to pass amended rules if we want to. Ngayon, pagdating ng 20th Congress, pwede rin nilang i-amend pa rin yung rules. Siyempre, power ng court yan
Talking about adjourned, Sen Coco, Senate is of course adjourned at the moment. I wonder, have you had discussions with your colleagues about this complaint, about this case? And paano po kayo nag-uusap?
Wala pa kasi nagkanya-kanyang schedule na kami. I'm sure yung mga re-electionists nagka-campaign na. And of course, we need to study. Ako nga, I have not yet studied the 7 articles of the impeachment complaint. So that is the first thing that we have to do. We have to study with our own legal staff the Senate, the impeachment complaint.
So at the moment, there's no, wala pang plan to meet at a certain date to talk about it. There's no discussions around that.
Nobody's calling for a meeting. Ako as minority leader, I have no right to call for that meeting. Walang mag-a-attend. Kaming dalawa lang ni Risa. so dapat si Senate President ang magtawag niya. Sasabihin niya, all members caucus or all members meeting. So judgment call na rin yan ni Senate President.
Okay, Senator Coco, pag ito po ay natuloy sa June 2, alam po natin 2 linggo na lang ang meron kayong panahon. Pati yun parang medyo maikli. Hindi po ba may 10 days si VP Sara to submit her
Correct.
testimony? So, I mean, what's going to happen? What should we expect in those 2 weeks?
Well, that the Senate will be convened as an impeachment court. The members of the Senate will take their oath as judges, and then there will be an opening session, and then the report of the secretary that the impeached official has been copy furnished the impeachment article, and then given time to answer. 10 days na yun eh.
And this could
Tapos,
be-
I think the...
This could be tackled on
And
a
then
day-to-day, every day, every single day. Like after, if ever nagsubmit
So
na po.
Kung June 2 kami magsa-start, you will never see us in trial action. Wala na kasi tapos na yung 10 days, nagsasagutan pa. So walang yung mga, that there will be a witness on a stand, and then there will be direct testimony, cross-examination, questions from the judges. Wala. You will not see that anymore from the members of the Senate in the 19th Congress. Kung June 2 namin umpisahan, kung June 2, wala na, imposible na yun. Kasi 10 days to file her answer, and then 5 days for the prosecution to respond. Eh, siyempre may mga time lag pa yan eh. So yun po. So, but at least na umpisahan. Pero June 2, so June 2 ngayon, logic tells us the latest date that we can start to convene, the Senate can convene as an impeachment court is June 2. The latest. Kasi pwede nga gawing earlier yan, lalo na kung may special session na ipatawag.
I'm sure, Sen Coco, nung in the run-up to the actual last day of Congress, kung saan lumitaw na nga itong fourth complaint, the actual impeachment complaint, naging usap-usapan na rin not only ng buong sambayanan, pero I'm sure kayo-kayo dyan sa Senado, because campaign period nga, so half the members, at least half the members or quarter, are re-electionists and will be going around and campaigning. So, would you give us a sense kung willing ba mag-convene if ever, or talagang kung pwede, hindi, kasi busy nga sa kampanya ang karamihan?
Well, hindi ko alam yon. Hindi ko sila na-interview isa-isa. Pero pag magpatawag ang presidente ng special session, it becomes our obligation and duty to attend that special session. Ngayon, for those who will be absent, mapupuna sila ng publiko, sila na ang sumagot sa publiko. Bakit sila absent?
Okay. But because we are talking about the campaign period here, and we do have re-electionists in the Senate who will serve as trial judges, what should be the decorum expected of them in the campaign period? Are they allowed to talk about this? Several senators have already given out statements, like Senator Amy Marcos, who said ayaw niya ng impeachment. Senator Robin Padilla, I think, is he a re-electionist? But he also gave a statement. Is that allowed? Or is this something that's out of what should be done?
I think it's just, we are just all advised to refrain from commenting on the substance of the impeachment case. Advice lang. But if we want to talk about the substance, bahala na kami to explain to our constituents bakit masyadong maaga yung decision namin, wala pang ebidensya. So that's just an advice. So, and I also will make that same advice to all of my colleagues. We can talk about the impeachment like ngayon procedurally, but not on the substance. as much as basta avoid the substance. But if they want to talk about the substance, there will be no sanction. There will be no sanction kasi this is also a political process. So taong bayan din po ang magja-judge sa mga judges.
Correct. Tawag nga nila dito, election issue, no? Major election issue, and yet you kind of are naturally have a gag order na parang you can't say this because matataint yung inyong view
Well,
moving forward.
but it is still a trial.
Yeah, but
But I wanted to home in on the special sessions. Yeah, go ahead, Senator.
It's not that you can't comment. You're just advised na it's best for your own peace of mind and for your political career not to comment as a judge. But if you are so bold to comment,
Yeah.
then go ahead. There is no sanction. So taong bayan ang maghuhusga sa'yo.
Senator Coco, what in your mind is the best scenario here? Because, there's still outstanding issues with the budget, right? In your mind, is it a win-win situation to call for a special session to fix the issues of the 2025 budget and then on the side convene as a quasi-judicial body? What do you think?
Yung budget, ano na po yun, pending case na sa Supreme Court. So, it's no longer a legislative matter. Kung merong man ipatawag na special session, maglagay tayo ng mga pending legislative matters.
Like what?
Ulitin ko yung mga sinuggest ko, like yung e-governance BICAM report. Hindi namin natakel kasi merong issue. Merong issue eh. So, kailangan pag-usapan yun. So, a special session can help. And then ako, I have 2 bills. The Judiciary Fiscal Autonomy Bill at saka yung Office of the Chief State Counsel Bill ng DOJ. So, if there is a special session, then those 2 bills can also benefit. So, ganon. There will be bills na maka-benefit. So, we will take this up sa June 2. Pero if you can take them up earlier, di mas mabuti.
Yeah,
Diba?
but these are minor bills, Sen. Wala bang mas importante dyan?
kasi kung magtatawag ng special session, dapat talagang weighty
Because if
emergency.
we call a special session on an e-governance bill, I mean, people are gonna, criticize
Criticize.
that and say
Hindi,
that's just an excuse.
I just gave you examples. Meron din tayong taxation sa vape. Mga mabibigat din po ito kasi sa pagdating sa judiciary, sa ating mga normal citizens, malayo sa bituka natin yung judiciary fiscal autonomy. Pero sa members of the judiciary, mabigat po yun. Hinihintay po nila yun. So, magandang pag-usapan na rin po yun. So, these are important bills actually. So, and then yung taxation, marami pa. Capital reform, capital market reform bill. Meron akong gustong balikan dyan. So, I believe that the subject matters of these bills can benefit from a special session.
Pero balikan ko lang
Isingit. Sige, okay.
Balikan ko lang yung sinabi nyo. So wala na talagang pag-asa, ibalik pa talaga sa BICAM itong 2025 GAA. So wala na. It's with the Supreme Court.
Law na yan.
So wala
Law
na.
na siya, law.
Okay.
Law na yan,
Kasi
wala na.
yeah.
At saka may kaso na sa Supreme Court,
Right. I just brought it up because in the public that's still very much an outstanding issue, yung blanks ng so-called blanks ng BICAM report of the 2025 GAA, right? That has not been settled, even though I know the president has spoken about it. There are still questions about the appropriations and yun nga, the constitutionality of taking money away from the DepEd bucket. So anyways, but okay, I take your point
Yes,
about...
all pending before the Supreme Court. So, a judicial matter na po yan.
Okay. I think Richard was... we're gonna have to leave... Oh, sorry. I think I have time for one more question, but hindi na po sa impeachment, Sen, if you'll allow me, the oral arguments for the PhilHealth fund transfer happened, I think, 3 days ago. You're one of the proponents of that complaint. What do you know about were you there, and what was your assessment of how it went and how it played out?
I was there, and I want to congratulate the counsel or the lawyers for the petitioners. maganda yung paghati-hati nila ng subject matter at maganda yung pagka-discuss nila. Although they were given parang short period of time to discuss the issues. Maganda. I was there, so I witnessed it personally. But I had to leave, so I did not hear the questioning of the justices, and I do not know if the respondents were also were able to give their opening argument. Umalis kasi ako. I had to attend our session.
I don't know if you heard. I don't know if you heard the opening defense of the Solicitor General. He said something around, of course, the government has to be creative and innovative in looking for funds because we are very short on money. There's not enough budget to go around, and rather than taxing people, of course, they'd rather look for the money elsewhere. What's your thought on that?
Well, alam natin yun. But of course, we have to do things constitutionally, legally, and consistent with public policy. So, yun naman yung arguments namin eh. What has been done violates the Constitution. What they did also violates the universal health care law. And then the overall the policy. Yung policy po natin.
Yeah.
Embodied in the universal health care law.
Okay.
So there's really a clash of opinions and legal positions. So maganda. Basta ako, all I can say is that as one of the petitioners, I was very happy with what I heard from our lawyers.